Okay, so obviously more technical issues with the streams in Tradingview. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to record this in OBS, and I'm going to try to upload this again maybe a little bit later on, and obviously use this as the live one. So in essence, what I was trying to show back in the other one, if anybody had missed it, we're going to start with Bitcoin, and the general idea is we are still stuck in a pretty bearish move for me. There's a couple of key levels that I've been sharing with the Discord group. But in essence, what we're seeing right now is stochastic obviously on its way down. I don't think that's looking very much impulsive. So for me, I'm pretty bearish now because Bitcoin ultimately drives everything else in essence. If we jump across to Ethereum being the next kind of logical step, then I think for me, what I'm looking to see at this is obviously the drop down through the channel, which I drew yesterday or the day before, whatever that was, in one of the streams. And then the general idea is that I think we're going to get at least another test of the bottom. I feel that Ethereum, although some people are saying, oh, it's caught Bitcoin up in this, that, and the other, I think if we look at the 5 waves in here, we've then got a low which gives us an A, a B, and a C move. And therefore, I kind of feel that all we've actually seen is a 0, an A, and this giving us the B, which kind of makes a bit of sense thinking we're likely to see a C. And therefore, I kind of feel that from an Ethereum perspective, we're still lagging in the higher time frames. Although, like I said, there's a lot of talk around this being a kind of catch-up phase in terms of Bitcoin. I just don't feel that that's what we're actually feeling at the moment. So if I take this off and stick this on, then I kind of feel in terms of Bitcoin, like I said, sideways range at the moment. I think we're expecting another little dip down. Um, I'm not going to go into whether or not this is obviously accumulation, distribution, redistribution, whatever that is. We've been talking about this in Discord. Come along and join, kind of get involved in the conversation. Um, but obviously, from where we are, I think the Ethereum move is, like I said, a little bit behind. And I mentioned this in one of the Tradingview streams a couple of days back. I think we'd only see an A, a B, and then obviously the push back down. So what I'd like to do is to jump across to what else do we look at? Dot, I think, was the next one. So obviously dot USD. Let's jump into this is dot Bitcoin. So what did I have? I had dot. Let's go dot dollar or dot tether. So in essence, again, there was another conversation on dot as if to see whether or not dot was actually institutionalized. Now, I'm not saying that it isn't, and I'm not saying that it is yet. I think what I felt was comparing the overall patterns to Bitcoin. If you actually overlay a Bitcoin chart on the back of this, um, let's see if I can put Bitcoin in, anyone will do, then what I was actually feeling was we actually had the peaks, obviously the peaks around here, the next peak up here, which give us this move, and therefore a little bit like the Ethereum, I kind of feel that we've got an A, a B, potentially coming down for a C. Now, the one thing that I think in terms of being institutionalized or not is the fact that it's just a delay. And I kind of feel that if Bitcoin is only now becoming institutionalized, Ethereum kind of the same, you're going to start to see strong telltale signs around things like Wyckoff structures, Elliott wave kind of key levels. I just don't feel we're kind of there yet. So what I'll do is I'll flip back across to this one. I'll come in to view dot on this. And I kind of feel that pretty much, like I said, in terms of Ethereum, we've got a 0 up at the 5 level. We got a 5 wave down, which gives us a 1, 2, a 3, a 4 pullback, and a 5. We're now seeing an A, a B, and a C move. I personally feel that's kind of completed. And therefore, I think we're going to get another test at the bottom, before anything else really interesting happens. We then have, what else did I cover? We covered XRP. Now, XRP is pretty interesting for me. I bought in very early on, kind of still in the pennies, so I've been watching this one quite closely. Obviously, the SEC kind of lingering in the background. I think one way or the other, they've kind of covered their own back. They've got a lot of clients, institutional clients. There's talks about various spin-offs and side chains and all kinds of things at the moment. And I think what a lot of people fail to realize, or maybe recall, if not realize, is that XRP actually had an all-time high back around 2017, 2018 kind of time period where other people or other, or I suppose other people have been talking about, this in correlation to that and Bitcoin this and Ethereum that, and not really looking at the big picture. And I think the one thing for me in terms of the big picture is when you look at the chart, we've still got a lot of room to move on up. I think for me that is again pretty interesting. And I feel that if we were to take a new kind of 0, 1, 2, 3 count, then clearly we can see a 0, a 1, a 2, a 3 move. So a lot more space to come down before this is invalidated. But I also feel that looking at where we are on the slightly smaller time frames on the weekly, I think we've got enough space to actually give us a nice little push up if we look at what this is looking like. I think we're going to get another test at the bottom, pretty much the same with all the altcoins at the moment, and obviously a move on up. Um, which I'm not saying is going to take this out at the moment. I think we're going to get a nice little push up before anything major really happens in terms of XRP. So the next one we covered was Matic. Let's put Matic in. Let's go Matic Coinbase. So now, obviously, in the first stream, I think this is where we got cut off in terms of the issue. So in terms of Matic, the obvious play in this is the data for 1, 2 or 0, 1, 2 is not there. We're looking at a 3 extension up, a 4 move down, which doesn't invalidate the 1, 2 move. And therefore, if this is the assumption of this being a 4, I genuinely feel what we're actually getting is a impulsive move up that would actually give us the new 5th wave in the bigger cycle. So a 0 to 1, an A, a B, and a C move down, and therefore it's kind of likely, looking at even where the stochastic is sitting, it's kind of likely to actually give us a nice little rally on up from this. So I think for me that's kind of interesting in its own right. I think the correlation is kind of moving slightly away. There's a lot of different type of interest, I guess, in Matic from what I've been reading, and therefore I kind of feel that it's got an opportunity to go somewhere else when Bitcoin is still kind of fussing around the bottom of a 4, if I'm honest. So I think they're the main ones for me. We've covered DOT, we've covered Matic, XRP, Ethereum. I think Ethereum, obviously if I hadn't gone into Ethereum, I forget which part of the stream I'm now in. Ultimately, Ethereum, I kind of feel that overlaying Ethereum, I kind of feel that we've only had the A and this has actually given us the B. So I don't feel that it's actually overtaken Bitcoin in any way, shape, or form. I think on the smaller time frames, a lot of people just assume. I think the reality is, I think we're kind of still in it. So only time's going to tell. But I think for me personally, I still feel this is pretty bearish as a rule. So I think that's the main point. I'm going to leave it like that. Let's stop this one. And obviously, apologies for, again, more technical issues. Apologies, obviously, for the first stream. Let's see if I can get this uploaded. If not, I'll stick this into YouTube and get it straight over to you in the link within the Tradingview application, obviously. Okay, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.